Good morning, NFA. Today is October 30th, 2023, and it is the day A. And here are your morning announcements. Senior Cosmetology Clinic is opening on November 17, periods 1 through 4, only on Fridays. Senior cosmetology students will be offering discounted services such as haircuts, manicures, and more. Students and staff members are welcome. Students must have a free period and have permission from parents to receive services. Permission slips are available in room 120. Appointments are greatly appreciated and can be made by stopping in room 120 or calling the number below. Attention students, Bukin Breakfast is taking place at NFA main campus of the morning of Saturday, November 4th. Access the QR code to make your reservations.
Any girls interested in trying out for the girls' varsity or JV basketball team must attend the mandatory meeting on Wednesday, November 1st at 2:45 p.m. The meeting will be in room 259. If you have any questions or concerns, please see Coach Santana.
Club SEL will be having a meeting on Monday, October 30th after school from 2:20 p.m. through 3:30 p.m. in the College and Career Center. Feel free to bring a friend. New members welcome.
NFA Band is looking for more instrumental players. If you've ever played an instrument, even in elementary school, think about coming back and joining band this year. We have a lot of fun adventures planned for this year. Please see Miss Martirano in the band room 237 with any questions.
The pep rally and powder puff game will be held November 6th from 3:30 to 7:30. More news to come as the day gets closer.
Goldback basketball gear. The Newburgh Basketball Store is now open for the public to purchase apparel and wear and support Newburgh basketball this upcoming basketball season. There are a variety of items such as sweatshirts, t-shirts, hoodies, sweatpants, and shorts. Please share and spread the word. Thank you for your time and support.
Anyone that has clothing they would like to donate can bring bags to Fashion Room 113. The Fashion Kids are creating a reconstruction outfit and need material. Mrs. Stafford thanks you for your help.
Still need your senior portraits? Well, Lifetouch will be here for senior portraits November 13th through November 17th, December 11th through December 15th, and January 2nd through 22nd through January 26th. It is mandatory to make an appointment to have your senior portrait taken. You must have your senior portrait taken to have your picture in the yearbook. For additional information, please see Mr. Ragusa in the Student Activities Office.
Lifetouch will be here for underclass photos November 28th and 29th. Photos will be taken during your phys ed class.
Anyone that has newspapers they are done reading can bring them to room 113 Fashion. Our students can use them for a project. Goldback cheer gear. Who needs to restock their Newburgh Goldback gear? NFA Cheerleading is hosting an apparel shop with some new styles. Please consider looking through our shop and supporting NFA Cheer. All styles are available with or without cheerleading in the design. Thank you for all your support.
Hosted in the NFA main campus Black Box Theater, Newburgh Free Academy presents Peter and the Starcatcher. The show is a prequel to Peter Pan. Tony Award-winning Peter and the Starcatcher upends the century-old story of how a miserable orphan comes to be the boy who would not grow up, aka Peter Pan, a wildly theatrical adaptation of Dave Barry and Ridley Pearson's best-selling novels. The play was conceived for the stage by directors Roger Rees, Alec Timbers, and written by Rick Elise with music by Wayne Barker. From marauding pirates and jungle tyrants to unwilling comrades and unlikely heroes, Peter and the Starcatcher playfully explores the depths of greed and despair and the bonds of friendship, duty, and love. Show dates and times are Thursday, November 2nd at 6:30 p.m. on Friday, November 3rd at 6:30 p.m., Saturday, November 4th at 2:30 p.m. There are 90 general admission seats available for each show in the NFA Black Box Theater. There are no reserved seats. Seats will be given on a first-come, first-served basis when doors open for each show.
The October Book Club book will be The Island by Natasha Preston. There are 20 copies available. Please contact Ms. O'Neill in the NFA main library if you need one. The book discussion will be Monday, October 30th at 2:45 p.m. in the main campus library. If you aren't part of the book club already and would like to join, please contact Ms. O'Neill by email or sign up at the main campus library.
Attention juniors and seniors. Please sign up on the Launchpad app provided to participate in the Powder Puff game as players or cheermen. Thank you.
Remember, NFA, it's every Goldback every day. Have a wonderful
great
day.
Halloween might be in 6 days, but the apex of the sports world is underway. Welcome back to the Game Clock. We have lots of things to talk about, so buckle up and enjoy the ride. Let's begin our show with your local news. It was a very disappointing weekend for soccer. Boys soccer was defeated by Kingston 3-0 in the section semifinals yesterday. For the girls, they lost a heartbreaker to Pine Bush 3-2 on Monday, ending their season. In girls volleyball, Newburgh beat Washingtonville 3-1 on senior night, ending their season on a high note. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Varsity football crushed Kingston 37-0 at Rondell High School on Saturday. After a slow first half, the Goldbacks responded with a 30-point second half in the blowout. Offensively, the Goldbacks were led by the duo known as Walker Montgomery. They combined for a total of 20 carries, 139 yards, and 4 touchdowns. In the passing game, QB Mason Hoover went 5 for 8 with 122 yards and a passing touchdown. Defensively, the Goldbacks shut down the Tigers' passing game, led by Matt Patterson, 6 tackles, pass breakup, and an INT. Montgomery had 3 tackles, a PBU, and a sack. It's hate week, and the Goldbacks head to Monroe to play the Crusaders Saturday at 1 o'clock with home field advantage at stake. Enough talk about that. Let's move on to pro sports. UFC had their monthly pay-per-view in Abu Dhabi on Saturday, known as UFC 294. With 2 major super fights, the night favored the Dagestanians. In the middleweight division, Khamzat Chimaev defeated Kamaru Usman by decision, setting up a championship match with middleweight champ Sean Strickland. In the lightweight division, we were set up for a super fight, Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski 2. Unfortunately for Volk, he only had 1 week to prepare for this fight. Islam knocked out Volkanovski with a swift head kick in the first round to retain the title. Makhachev may be considered the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. His next opponent is to be determined. We are 2 weeks away from UFC 295. Stipe Miocic versus John Bones Jones for the heavyweight championship of the world at Madison Square Garden. Well, unfortunately, we have breaking news coming out of the UFC, and the news is not good. Heavyweight champion John Jones will not be competing at UFC 295 due to a torn pectoral. He will vacate the championship and will be replaced by Sergey Pavlovich and Tom Aspinall. Moving on to team sports. The NBA is back, and so are the New York Knicks. The Knicks will have their opener against the Boston Celtics at the Garden tonight. For the Nets, they take on the Cavaliers at home tonight. In the MLB, the majority of the playoffs are over and the World Series is about to begin. We started this field with 12 teams. Only 2 remain, and it has been chaos. In the American League, we have the Texas Rangers. Talk about a bounce back from last year. In order of getting here, the Rangers defeated the #4 seed Rays, the #1 seed Orioles, and came back down 3-2 on the road against the reigning champion #2 seeded Astros in Houston. Their opponent in the National League, the Arizona Diamondbacks, the final wildcard team that barely snuck into the playoffs. To get to the World Series, they defeated the #3 Milwaukee Brewers, swept rival #2 seed Los Angeles Dodgers, and also came back down 3-2 against the #4 Philadelphia Phillies in Philadelphia. The World Series starts off this Friday in Texas. In the NHL, innovation for hockey is growing, and after last night, viewership is through the roof. Last night, all 32 NHL teams played last night on the first ever edition of Frozen Frenzy, the NHL's version of the famous NFL Red Zone. All 3 tri-state teams were featured. First, the Rangers defeated the Calgary Flames 3-1. The Islanders lost to the Colorado Avalanche 7-4, and the Devils beat the Canadiens 5-2. Enough talk about that. Take a moment to breathe. Ready? Okay. Let's move on to the NFL recap. This league continues to get crazier week by week. We kick things off in New York, like always. The New York Football Giants took on the Washington Commanders for their annual legacy game. The Giants played a solid 4 quarters of football, got a last-second stop, holding on for a 14-7 win over Washington. In New England, the Patriots have hit rock bottom, a 1-5 start for their worst 6-game record in over 30 years. And with the Buffalo Bills coming into town, things could only get worse. That was shockingly not the case. The Patriots pulled off a stunning upset, winning 29-25 in front of a raucous crowd in Foxborough. In Indy, we had ourselves an offensive shootout. The Browns and the Colts were trading punches left and right in a battle for the ages. This game would come down to the very end, where a questionable call put the Browns on the 1. They would score, game over, Browns win 39-38. In Los Angeles, the Rams hosted the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Yinzer faithful turned SoCal into Western Pennsylvania. This game was a very interesting contest. With the Steelers up 24-7, on 4th and 1, the Steelers tried a quarterback sneak. They were stopped by LA's might, or so they thought. The officials gave them the first down, and the Rams could not challenge. The Black and Gold Brigade stole the win from LA 24-17. On Monday Night Football, we saw even more chaos. The San Francisco 49ers traveled up north to Minnesota to battle the inconsistent Vikings. This game had it all. With the Vikings up 22-17, the 49ers drove down the field and got inside Minnesota territory. Brock Purdy would throw a game-sealing interception, ending the game 22-17 in a win for the Vikings. Here are your other results. On Thursday Night Football, the Jaguars got a nice win in the Big Easy 31-24 against the Saints. The Falcons stole a win in Tampa from the Bucs 16-13. The Bears played the role of the bad hostess to the Raiders 30-12. The Ravens flock dominated the Lions 38-6 in Baltimore. The Seahawks beat the Cardinals 20-12. Kansas City rolled past the Chargers 31-17. Broncos Country rode to a 19-17 win over the Packers. And on Kelly Green night, the Eagles beat the Dolphins 31-17. Breathe, everyone. Breathe. That's all the time we have for today. I'm JJ Seglio, and we'll see you next week.